name is Penelope Chatterton. Welcome to Awaken the Dream. My friends, I have a guest back that I haven't seen in a while, and I recognized her. She looks beautiful still. Her name is Cynthia Frances-Bacon, and she does everything under the sun. You are a psychic, you're a medium, you're a Reiki teacher, master teacher. You do matrix, energetics, quantum healing, and you're from another planet.
My mother would say that.
Well, it's good to have you back because I love where you come from. You're so positive and you're so affirming, and you've got beautiful jewelry on.
Thank you.
And I want to know your background, though, so my friends can sort of find out how your journey got you here.
Yeah. Well, I was born a Catholic.
Okay. Born a Catholic.
Yes, born a Catholic, but I was a very serious Catholic. I was actually interviewed at 19 to become a nun.
Ooh.
So I would go to church every day. I was called the Novaholic of the North Shore because I had 50 novenas.
You were affirming then.
I was affirming then, but I studied the life from very young at the age of 17. I wanted to understand how you became enlightened. Like, why did some people come in this world and change everything, and others come in and do disastrous things?
Yeah.
So that was a passion, even at the age of 17, as to how did they do this. So I would read all the lives of the saints, and they're like my best friends, which was funny because even though I did not go along with a lot of the Catholic Church philosophies, I was madly in love with Jesus Christ.
Okay.
He was my mentor,
friend.
You know, my friend, the person I spoke to constantly, and I had so many miracles regarding him that I would go to be true to him until I recognized that I could no longer be part of any fear-based philosophy.
Gotcha.
And this is not against the Catholic Church, and I believe in churches because I think that people need a foundation. They should learn a history.
Yes.
But I think at a certain point you either really stand out on your truth or you move on to a different level.
Yes.
For me, I'm a universalist now. I acknowledge all religions because there's truth in everything.
Yes.
But there's also falsehood in everything because fear is a philosophy that doesn't incorporate unconditional love, and that's God.
Right.
And the fact that fear is an illusion
and a magnet
of a distortion of the mind.
Yeah.
In the universe, there's only one thing that exists, which is love.
That's right.
So there's a lot of things about, you know, God punishing us, God doing these things, which I don't believe in. I think we co-create these things in our own consciousness.
Yeah.
And we're running so many programs. Not only do we come into the earth from previous lifetimes, because I do believe in reincarnation.
Yeah.
So we come in with programs, but then we come in with family line programs, and we come in with our parents' programs.
We get conditioned.
We get conditioned from the moment we yawn.
Yeah, and that's a lot of conditioning.
A lot of conditioning.
A lot to take in.
So to change your life and to really engulf the spiritual world, you have to allow unconditional love to start taking place of all the trauma.
Yeah.
You can move something, but it's got to be replaced with an energy.
Yeah. I like the fact, Cynthia, that you do honor all roads. I always feel churches, non-churches, atheists, I mean, all people have the gem within.
That's right.
Everyone is whole, complete, and perfect.
That's
and
right.
This journey on the earth plane, with all the tests that we go through, eventually the detours, we end up coming back. We go within.
That's right. If you go to a psychologist and they're telling you have a troubled child, they'll tell you to affirm the positive in the child.
Yeah.
But yet in our world, we're born into religions that tell us how pathetic we are.
Yeah.
And sad and limited unless we turn over to this, and this, and all these rules and
And
regulations.
we do this, and this.
That's right. Then we'll have redemption.
Yeah.
But my philosophy of teaching my clients in the world is that we're an unimaginable possibility.
Yeah.
We're the divine spark that holds all creation. The universe is inside of us.
Yeah.
If we would go deeper within. And because we're being programmed with a lot of untruths, I know a lot of people might disagree with me, but you affirm someone on the unimaginable possibility, which I do with my clients, and I've seen more shift changes in my clients with one treatment.
Yeah. Yep.
No, could you go to a psychiatrist or psychologist? It would take thousands of dollars to get a client to where I can help them get to by affirming something different.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not the challenge of, you know, every day people don't realize I'm a psychic and medium, but everyone is.
Yes.
Mine's enlightened. As I continued my work, it started to grow, and it would do that with everyone.
And you work it.
I work it, yeah. You know, and so it's not like are you special? No, we all are, but some people never open up. I've taken more classes, more studying, more everything. It's just like a PhD.
Yeah.
You have to take and be, you have to be involved in your spiritual life just like you would be involved in your health.
You have to be committed.
If you had a health issue, you research your health, right?
I love the idea, discipline of soul.
That's right. That's why I loved about churches.
Yeah. I can see that.
That's right. The Catholic Church taught me such a discipline, and I used to fast, and I thought these were amazing things so I could center my soul more and be in more control.
Had a good hunger.
That's right.
Yeah.
But there was other things that were devastating to me.
Yeah.
But the pluses, I look at the pluses in life.
Yeah.
You can all have lack, but if you look at the blessings and gratitude, then you're going to get in a whole different dimensional space.
Yeah. So if someone comes to you and they have this troubled child and they're concerned, and you can help them to shift the thought about who this child is.
I mean, I've had clients that are 3 years old. I do absentee healing.
Yeah.
They have rashes and temper tantrums. The next day it's gone.
Yeah.
Do a quantum healing.
Yeah.
Why? Because even the youngest child is a full-grown soul in a little body that has a history.
Yeah.
And I wrote a report to a parent that was so large that she was so shocked and it scared her almost. I said, you have to understand, we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and even the littlest child comes in with a history.
Isn't this exciting?
This is very exciting.
So you went from the discipline of the Catholic Church,
that's right,
and then you started reading about the saints. All right, what's the next chapter after you just got?
Well, I started to study healing. I started. It was actually from Britain, energy healing. It was not a hands-on, and then I got into Reiki.
Yes.
And then I became a Usui Reiki master. And then I studied Shambhala Reiki, and I became a Shambhala Reiki master teacher.
Yeah.
And I became a teacher in both modalities.
Yeah.
Then I found matrix energetics. Then I became a clinical hypnotherapist.
What
and
is
then I
next?
became a reverend. But the thing is, it wasn't so much, do I have a clinical hypnotherapy business? No, but I do a great meditation.
Yeah.
That all helped me with this class, and I teach called The Mysteries of Manifesting. I take movies like The Secret, What the Bleep, The Peaceful Warrior, and I explain why it's not working for people.
Yeah, good.
So I get to the minute details of how we're running these programs.
Yeah.
So now as a quantum healer, I can go in and change programs for people and remove implants and interferences that will give someone a chance. It's almost like a new slate.
Yeah.
But the responsibility is not mine to heal yourself. The responsibility is you to start getting your act together and start creating on a daily basis, like certain mantras you would say during the day.
Yeah.
It took you this long in life to have these problems. It's not going to go overnight, but it could, because I believe in the unimaginable possibility.
I do
but
too.
the chances are you're going to have to create another program and start affirming it. That's why I give my clients all these mantras that they have to say.
Yeah, good.
To say. And for an example, I had a man come to me. He lost the love of his life, and he wanted her back. And he only came for a 15-minute psychic reading. Well, the information that came through of what he had to do to change the energy, and I gave him certain mantras. I gave him homework.
Okay.
The man faithfully did it every day for 4 months. And he calls me up and he says, she wants to have lunch. And I said, well, that's exciting. And so what happened, he asked for a half-an-hour reading. So more information came through to bring it to a higher level, and now they're engaged to be married. That was a 45-minute reading that changed the man's life.
That's beautiful.
And the one thing he said to me, I never knew you could do it for another person. See, people don't understand that. They think they can only do it for their life. But this work that I'm teaching is how we can change the lives of others through affirmations.
Yeah.
So we can do things.
Yeah.
That's why judgments is so bad.
Yeah.
Because Einstein says if you want to resolve a problem, you never enter into it. Why? Because you're part God, goddess, and you're too powerful, so you're going to blow up the problem. But if you step away several vibrations away from the problem, then you'll get the intuition from your guides of exactly how to make that mountain of difficulty be laid low. So guess what happens when you tell people about other people's problems? They get angry. Now they're compounded. Not only have you entered the problem, you have 5 other people, and that person doesn't have a chance. He's sinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why judgments are so bad. It's about energy. It's not so much, oh, you're marking your soul. It's about the fact that we're energetic beings, and every second we are creating something. So I tell my clients, if you knew that every thought you had created a reality, would you change your thoughts? And everyone has said yes. I said, this is the truth.
This is the truth.
If you understand the truth, then
Yeah.
you can change your life.
And you know, I can see where someone might struggle with that until they're ready to really understand that that works.
That's right.
Because it can sound a little far
right.
out. It can sound, what do you mean? You know.
Well, they're just like that client that came and had a 45-minute reading. He never had a quantum healing. He didn't have a hypnotherapy. He did nothing but affirmations.
Yeah.
So there are many ways to heal.
Yeah.
That's why I'm specialized in what I do, but I'm not the only way.
Yeah.
And I don't profess to be. You see what I mean?
I hear you.
But
Yeah.
he did it through his own personal power
Yeah.
because he had unconditional love for the woman.
And when someone does their own work and they're affirming all day, just walking on water, everyone around them seems to move along. Shift.
Yeah.
Everyone shifts.
Because when you start affirming at a higher vibration, which is trying to do things in unconditional love, which is a hard thing.
Yeah.
We're taught that if you love, you need to love me back. I need something in return.
I want something back.
And that's why we have fear-based relationships. Sacred relationships really has no need. We just experience the divine on a daily basis. We live our life in a moment instead of 20 years ahead, 20 years behind.
Yeah.
You have no peace when your mind is going back and forth through time constantly.
Yeah.
And then one day you realize that your life's been stolen, because if you think of how many times in a day that you do not presently live and your mind is distracted of the past and the future, you'd be shocked how much you don't live.
Yeah, I understand.
That's why I recommend the movie The Peaceful Warrior. It teaches you how to stay in a moment.
Yeah.
And guess what? When you're in a moment, there is never any fear in a moment.
Yeah.
The only fear that goes in your mind is when you're going ahead of yourself or behind yourself. We can't change the past, but we can change our moment to create a different reality of the future.
Yeah.
And all it does is take very simple steps, but you have to pay attention. And that's why when someone goes to a healer like me, I will remove all the blockages, the implants, you name it. I'm going to make it clean for you.
Yeah.
As much as you're willing to show me, because every time you come, you're like an onion. There's layers to the soul.
Yeah.
If they came to me again, it would probably be a different experience.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
But you have to take charge of your spiritual health, just like you would in medicine.
Yeah.
You have to be involved, and you've got to start making changes. So I give mantras, and that man, for an example, that lost the girl, he told me later, 4 months later, that he didn't understand anything he was doing, but he did it faithfully out of love. And though he didn't understand it, he still did it, and then he saw the creation. So he's learned something that he will have the rest of his life.
Now you do workshops, classes.
Yes.
You see private clients. I want you to tell our friends about your website.
Yeah, it's www.mysticangels.net. I'm
Okay.
also going to be affiliated with Willie's Gym in Eastham. I'm going to be working out of there with my crystals, so if you like what you see, come by.
You're a walking store.
Yeah, that's right. And so I see people privately, and I'll also be seeing people in a forum. I also do psychic parties. I do crystal parties.
what
People
fun.
sign up, and I do psychic fairs, and I was at the Wigwam Festival, so I'm all over the place.
So people can find you
Yes,
on your website.
they should be able to find me.
And be able to get in touch with you.
Yes, absolutely.
And you've
send me-
been really into this phase, how would you, since you were a kid? I mean, since you...
I was a very fear-based person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the launching pad. If you really are very sensitive, and then you need to go where you've gone.
Well, the sad part is most people don't realize that I was almost suicidal when I was in high school.
Oh, really?
And it was that turning point when I opened myself up to unconditional love, which I found in Jesus.
Yes,
See,
yes.
He became my best friend.
Do you know, it's interesting that you say that, because I've had many guests on that have hit that rock bottom where that's the greatest gift.
That's right. You're either going to go down or you're going to go up. And I went up.
Yeah.
And I've never swayed. They've loved me so much that I would never let them down as much as my ability.
Yeah.
So my relationship that I receive on a daily basis is from the divine.
Yeah.
That's why people don't really hurt me, and I don't have all these expectations, because this is the secret, is if we're all students in this world called life, how do we expect a student to be our master in loving us?
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense, does
No,
it?
it does
But yet
not.
we have all these expectations. I'll have clients that come that says, my boyfriend's an alcoholic, but why doesn't he love me? Well, if he can't love him, how can he possibly love you?
Yeah.
So when you understand that sometimes we fail our tests, we have to retake them.
Yeah.
The only masters that we have is the divine and our guides.
What would you tell this lady who's upset about her?
I told her that her focus is on the wrong thing.
Yeah.
She has to learn about self-love, because no one can give us our happiness. No one can give us that love, but we can give it to ourselves. And guess what? Now we're vibrating and we're like a beacon, and we're
Yeah.
going to attract those people that have self-love.
Yeah.
You attract aspects of yourself.
Yes, you do.
Even the worst. And that's why you have to have a chance to really look inside every experience you
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
to wonder, how did you create that?
Yeah.
Instead of blaming the world, because you know I don't believe in the victim-victimizer
Yeah.
consciousness.
That's no fun.
Every experience you have is for you to have an introspection of yourself to find out, where did that come from?
Yeah.
And how do I get rid of it?
Have you noticed, Cynthia, when you do heal from a period in your life, that you almost forget that's who you were once?
Was it because your shift is such a great place?
So, yeah.
You know,
it's wonderful.
It's very freeing,
Yeah.
especially the more you do things in unconditional love that has no need. And when you're working in a space like this and working towards that, it's a
Yeah.
very hard thing to obtain, but you can at certain
Yeah.
times have these amazing experiences in life.
Yeah.
There's a freedom that I don't really need anyone.
Yeah.
I love my children. I love my grandchildren. But do I need them to have my whole? No, I get it from them. So
Yeah.
I go to the right source for
Yeah.
my needs
Yeah.
and the world I enjoy.
Yeah.
And I smile every day, and I don't have the dramas because they're not
You're
creating
not
in my consciousness.
Yeah, you're not.
We create that in
Yeah.
our consciousness.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, we have to pay attention to that when we're always in drama. Why are we co-creating this?
Yeah.
You see, people born of an abusive family
Yeah.
will have abusive relationships. Why? Because that's comfortable to them.
That's the
Even though that
familiar.
might be shocking. Yeah, whatever's familiar, we're going to attract. That's where I come in, and I try to show that so that you can shift it, and you can do it through energy of mantras.
Yeah.
Like you were telling me how many affirmations you do during the day.
Yeah.
And that affirmation is everything, because the universe is going to get that pulse, and because you're part
Yeah.
God Goddess, they're going to always say yes to you.
Yes, that's
So if you're
right.
pulsing the wrong energy out, you're going to create that. They go, oh, you're fearful, so you want more fear.
Yeah.
Oh, you're financially strapped, so you want more financial problems. Oh, you're abundant, so now I'm going to give you more abundance.
Yeah.
Oh, you're unconditionally loving, so I'm going to give you more unconditional
Yeah.
loving. It's a reflection.
Yeah.
Every thought you send out will reflect back to you.
Yeah.
So if we're having a problem in our life, we can't blame the government. We can't blame this, and this. We have to go in and say, okay, I need to tweak this.
Yeah.
And I got to start affirming something of the opposite of what I'm really thinking. And that requires humility.
It makes you make it sound so simple.
It is so
It
simple.
is. It's so simple.
It's so simple that people can't understand it because they're trying to comprehend it in an intellectual way. God would never create a system that the layperson could not understand.
Yeah.
Love is love. It's so simple that break it down.
Yeah.
Break it down, you know. And so when you observe something and can simplify it, like when someone's having a temper tantrum, I see them as a very fearful child. So the fact that I can observe that and see what it is I'm really looking at, I can have compassion instead of reacting and diving into the problem
See who
and
the real
creating
person is.
the volcano.
Now, you mentioned that there are lots of avenues to healing. I mean,
right.
you've got many. But so many folks in this age that come on Awaken the Dream just have the most unique expression. Everyone seems to have a special mission.
And rightfully so, because not everyone could be doing what I'm doing or what you're doing, because we're part of a huge mosaic piece.
Yeah.
We came here under contract. People don't realize that. We made a promise by
I
coming
agree.
here.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to be working on that little
Assignment.
Yeah. No matter what. When I wake up in the morning, when I do my mantras and meditation, my thought is, I came here to fulfill something, and please, I want to do it to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
And then when I'm done, you can take me, if that's what it's meant to be.
Yeah.
I just want to fulfill the promise that helps the world become a better place.
Yeah.
We should, and I think I've talked to you before about when people take seminars and classes, if your life hasn't changed immediately from it, then you didn't process it through the heart.
Yeah.
There's data
Yeah.
we store in our head, and people say, I have knowledge. Knowledge is not data. Knowledge is run through the heart. You
Yeah.
have data.
Yeah. That's
You
true.
can have a great conversation with me, but you're not living any of your truths. To me, the highest form of dishonor is not living a truth that you say you comprehend, but yet it's not shown in your life. The masters keep telling me, no more talking. They keep saying, live your life and let yourself shine. That will attract more people to you than me trying to tell you what's great for you.
Yeah.
Be the example of what it is you teach, and that's the greatest way to make changes in life.
Yeah.
And to have motivate people to pursue a life of a spiritual
So you
life.
can encourage folks to find out what their contract is.
That's
and
right.
that they did come here for a reason. And there's something special for them to do and to dare to do it.
'Cause I don't believe in saving people. You know, people, we're here to save souls. I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
I believe we're here to become the best we can be and become that pillar of light, of shining of truth. And that will have a greater effect than anything that I could try to persuade you to come and see me. And that's why I never persuade anyone to ever see me.
Yeah.
And I don't follow up. I honor people even if they want to be in a negative place. Why? Because I still have to honor the God Goddess in them.
That's right.
Despite what I might perceive is something that I can't understand.
Yeah. You have to put them where you know they are.
That's where they want to be.
Yeah.
If they reach out to me, then I will do everything I can. But otherwise, I stay put.
Yeah.
Because you have to.
Yeah. You have fun.
I have a lot of fun.
And you know, I think there's a lot of humor in the world. And I love the way prayers are answered. I mean, it's so interesting on the mundane plane how we get messages. And
well, first of all, they are hysterical. The guardians have more sense of humor than you can imagine. I mean, I deal with a lot of ascended master information and angelic beings, and they have comical humor.
Yeah.
Laughter is the greatest expression you could have. And when I see someone who can find joy in everything, I tell people, learn how to take a lemon and make it a lemonade.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
Have fun.
I know. Well, there's truth. You know, in every situation in life, there's horror and divinity.
Yeah.
It's your choice what you want to pull from it. I pull divinity.
Yeah.
So every challenge I have, I look at as a blessing because it teaches me something more that I might never repeat, then it's something very worthwhile to me.
Yeah.
So instead of the poor me, you know, look what someone's done for me, the victim, victimizer, all that consciousness, look at what you may learn from something and never forget it.
Yeah.
That becomes a valuable thing. So those little devils you thought in your life become your angels.
Yeah.
Because
you know, because this show goes on YouTube, we should tell your friends that you live on Cape Cod.
Yes, I live in West Yarmouth.
West Yarmouth, so
Massachusetts.
In case someone's watching. Yeah.
Well, I have international clients. I do a lot of phone work.
Nice.
So you do not have to see me because healing is always done on an etheric level.
Yeah.
That's where we create from.
Yeah.
That's where some of our damage is.
Yeah.
So when you get that, so it's all about energy.
Yeah.
So someone might want to see me in person, but I do have a lot of clients all over the United States and now in Europe.
Yeah.
So it's exciting.
Your assurance is healing.
Yes,
Yes,
because all you have to do is say to someone, imagine the unimaginable and your life's going to change, and they need permission. I've had people change just because I said that statement to them.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden their life changes.
Yeah.
Why? Because someone gave them permission to believe in something outside the box.
Yeah.
Because we're not teaching our children this, and this is where the crime is.
Yeah.
And if there is such a thing as sin, I would call it that. You see, of not telling the truth of what we're capable of.
Yeah. That's not in the schools.
It's not in the school system. We're always being punished.
Yeah.
If we're not being conforming to their belief, it's all about control, and that is not what love is about.
Yeah, no.
You know,
we have 5 minutes to go, just so we can.
Oh yeah, sure.
So I like your encouraging folks to think about who they are and to accept a challenge, and I think the most profound thing you said was how much what we say, what it means. Say that again. When someone comes and says something negative, it comes right back.
That's right. It's a cause and effect.
And so you can give them permission to shift that.
That's right. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Ho'oponopono prayer, but I would really encourage people to check out the Hawaiian forgiveness prayer. And this will shift you amazingly when you've been hurt.
Do you know it by heart?
Yeah, it's I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. And what happens is when you are having an issue with someone that is very hard to forgive or hurt you, you have to recognize that, but for the grace of God, go I. You could have been that person, or in a past life you might have been. That's why this situation's bothering you so much.
Why is it in your face?
It's a remembrance of something.
Yeah.
So what happens is that when you pray to God, you're supposed to keep that person right next to you and say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you, because you're recognizing that what you're experiencing is not by chance. It's come in your life because it's a reflection of something you're holding.
Yeah.
So when you pray that way, you can shift and heal.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had clients say they cried their eyes out after this, and their whole family shifted. Because you have to understand that everything around you, you've attracted because of something you hold.
Yeah. What is it about that person that's in me that I'm resenting? Right. So we've got to clear you. We've got to clear ourselves.
Clear ourselves, but at the same time, when you're saying I'm sorry, you're saying you're sorry to them.
Yeah.
Because you're recognizing what you're seeing is something that you might have been.
Yes.
I have the capability.
Yes. And you would have liked the compassion.
That's right. So I mean, we all have the ability to be the saint and the serial killer.
Yeah.
It's all a choice we're making at every moment.
Love it.
See what I mean?
You're very articulate. You're fun. I'm trying to catch every word.
I know, sometimes I can go off.
Well, you're a good talker.
But the thing is with the Ho'oponopono prayer, and I really encourage people to Google that.
Yeah. How do you spell the Ponopono? Do you know? It's Hawaii.
I think it's H-O and then O-P-P-O-N-N-O.
Could you Google
Hawaiian forgiveness prayer? It will come right up.
Okay.
And it's about I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you.
Yeah.
And I had a very difficult person in my life, and I took rosary beads and said this, and I meant it from my heart. You have to be sincere about it.
Yeah.
And that night, that person came in my dream and said I was sorry all night long to me. And the next day, I totally shifted my experience, and I was able to solve all the problems, and no more drama happened. But I did it through the Ho'oponopono prayer. So you have to recognize that everything happening is something that we hold.
Yeah. This is
the
fun.
attraction. I know, it's
all
exciting.
Right, last 2 minutes.
mysticangels.net. www.mysticangels.net.
Plural.
Yep.
Okay.
Plural.
And they can find out how to reach you. And you also have on your site workshops that you are...
Yes, I have all my classes that are coming up. One is the Mysteries of Manifesting. I teach a gold and silver frequency shield, a protection for healers.
Yeah.
And helps heal Earth.
Yeah.
So it's an Earth healing shield.
Yeah.
I'm teaching the Mysteries of the Crystal Skulls, which is a big thing that's happening in the country right now, in the world.
Yeah.
And so it's just exciting. And healing classes.
Well, you're exciting.
I know. I think life is such a beautiful journey.
It's kind of fun now.
Yes.
You know, think of all the times we've had to get rid of stuff.
That's right.
And
That's right.
now we're on a roll. And because we're passionate about something.
That's right. Because truth is freedom. And that's why I sleep very well at night.
Yeah.
And that's the most important. That, they promised, Christ said that he would never give us a life that we wouldn't have challenges, but we'd have peace for them. This is the college, right? We're in it.
Gotcha. Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you so much for having me.
My friends, I want to thank you for joining us on Awaken the Dream, and we will talk to Cynthia again next week.